They're now saying he didn't just confess to her, he admitted to harming her in multiple ways. And let's not forget, she was just a kid. A baby, really. Like I've said before, KeiMani and I were close. She was a total tomboy, never out there being wild or sneaky. Now imagine being pulled into a horrific nightmare by your own father. And if that wasn't twisted enough, your grandmother helps him hide the truth. Sounds like something out of a horror film, right? But this isn't a movie. This is reality. This is the devastating story of 15-year-old KeiMani. What makes this whole thing unbearable is not just that her life was taken, it's how she was betrayed, abused, and ultimately, allegedly murdered by the very people meant to keep her safe. Her father, Darnell Jones, is accused of taking her life. And now police just dropped a bombshell. There's video proof that her grandmother played a role in covering up the crime. You know that saying, "A mother's love is the strongest"? Well, when that love turns into blind loyalty for your grown son over justice for your granddaughter, that's not love, that's something darker. This whole story is disturbing. So take a breath, settle in, because we're diving into one of the most chilling, heartbreaking, and shocking family tragedies. The case of KeiMani, a girl who screamed for help, only to be silenced by her own blood. Let's take it from the beginning. When police discovered KeiMani's body, it was already tragic, but jaws hit the floor when her own grandmother, Dorothy Lattig, was taken into custody. Dorothy had been speaking to the media when KeiMani was first reported missing. She said the teen was staying with her, and that the night KeiMani vanished, things just didn't feel right. She described coming home on March 17th to a chaotic scene. KeiMani's glasses and keys were left behind. The stove was left on. Just her and 2 dogs in the house, so who turned it on? And why? Even more disturbing, her undergarments were found by the couch, and her pajamas were tossed across the dining room floor. Suspicious, to say the least. Dorothy was giving cryptic vibes, almost like she was hinting something bad happened without outright saying it. But while she kept talking to reporters, the police were quietly digging, and whatever they found? It was enough to cuff her just hours after KeiMani's body was found. KeiMani's mother, Tiara Caston, told news outlets that she didn't even know what charges her own mother was facing. Let that sink in. This family was crumbling, and no one knew who they could trust. Dorothy was KeiMani's legal guardian, the one responsible for her safety, and now she's at the center of this twisted betrayal. After her body was discovered, police scrambled to figure out who could have done this. Who had access? Who saw her last? All signs pointed to one man, her father, Darnell Jones. According to police reports, he was the last one to see KeiMani alive. He told officers that she called him on March 16th because she was scared to stay home alone. He said he and his cousin came by, hung out for about an hour, then left around 12:30 a.m. Sounds like a concerned parent, right? But his story didn't hold up. Investigators questioned him, and the deeper they went, the faster his version of events fell apart. He contradicted himself repeatedly. It quickly became clear he wasn't just a grieving dad, he was a suspect. Here's where things get even darker. Back in December 2023, Child Protective Services had already received a report about how KeiMani was being cared for while staying with her grandmother. Then again, in March 2024. That's 3 reports in total. People knew something was off. And the instability? Heartbreaking. In just 13 years, KeiMani had been enrolled in 6 different schools. That kind of movement shows instability. It suggests a child bouncing from place to place, never truly safe. Let's talk about some of the warning signs. Demi Pfizer, a fellow student from KeiMani's most recent school, Spring Elementary, said she saw bruises on KeiMani's arms. She wasn't alone. Other students saw them too and told a teacher. The teacher said she'd handle it, but apparently, nothing happened. Another teacher, Karen Parabedian, who taught KeiMani at Bennett Venture Academy in 6th grade, also noticed the bruises. She reported them to child services. As a teacher and a parent, she said she did everything she could to make sure KeiMani was removed from that situation. But it wasn't enough. Dorothy, the grandmother, denied any abuse when questioned. But again, nothing came of it. Multiple people spoke up. Multiple red flags were raised. And still, KeiMani fell through the cracks. Eventually, Her body was found, brutally discarded, mutilated. And what hurt even more? The autopsy revealed the cause of death, a neck wound, ruled a homicide. Darnell was arrested, at first just for abduction, but the autopsy changed everything. He didn't just take her, he ended her. And when police found him in Columbus, he tried to run. He pulled a gun on them, officers fired. He survived, but now he's locked up and facing serious charges. And here's where the case takes another turn. Darnell had a child with another woman. She's now caught in the middle of all this chaos. Out of respect, we won't name her, but her life has been flipped upside down. The internet? Ruthless. People accused her of hiding information, maybe even protecting Darnell. But her sister came out swinging, defending her publicly. She said, "My sister didn't do anything. She's got kids to protect. She even helped the cops track Darnell down." According to leaked Facebook messages, she might be telling the truth. Darnell had been calling her while in hiding. She didn't pick up at first, but the police allegedly asked her to answer and keep him talking long enough to trace the call. And here's the shocker. Darnell allegedly told her during that phone call that Dorothy was involved. That's right. He supposedly admitted his own mother played a part. She tried to record the call, but the audio didn't save. Still, the police were working with her, building a case. And even though she cooperated, she started getting harassed. People leaked her address, threatened her kids. This isn't just drama, it's dangerous. These are real lives. The man who leaked the messages even said straight up, she's not hiding anything. She's not covering for Darnell. She's just trying to protect her children. And before we wrap up, let's not forget, long before Dorothy was officially tied to this case, people online were already giving her the side eye. And now, it looks like their instincts were right. If you think this case is chilling, wait until you hear what's unfolding with Kanye West. His latest move is stirring even more controversy. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more content like this.